Staying silent on your level up journey. Boy, is this a huge topic. Moving in silence is something that I've had to learn how to do, and to be honest, I'm still learning. Coming from someone who tends to trust too easily and overshares in their personal life, I get it's the naivety of believing that everyone that you're happy for is also happy for you. But of course, life and time shows you otherwise. So if you want to know why and how you need to move in silence, keep watching. The first thing I want to preface this by is saying that don't be sneaky with it. Moving in silence is not the idea of deliberately withholding information. It's not about maliciously dropping it on someone's head in a way that makes you feel good and the other person feel bad. If that's what your intention for keeping quiet is, then I would say start by checking your soul. When I'm talking about moving in silence, it's not about blindsiding people. It's not about getting one over on them. It's purely about respecting your vision, respecting your process, eliminating the noise, and going through an experience that allows you to grow without making it a shared experience influenced by other people. So first, let's talk about the whys. So in this world of social media where people share and are also judged for what they eat, what they wear, how they speak, way beyond their inner circles, it's almost essential to create an extra layer of privacy around yourself. You also need to allow yourself some time and space to learn about your own thoughts, make mistakes, and grow at your own pace. Reason number 2 is that you'll learn not to be so apologetic about everything you say and do. Sometimes you will need to be, but when you're moving in silence, you're giving yourself space to understand yourself, and you're making moves in your life based on what you truly want and need to do without the pressure and influence of other people's opinions, especially if those are people who don't share your vision and people who don't want what's best for you. We also learn to make moves in our lives without depending on the validation of other people. This is such a big one. A lot of us, especially women, are taught and socialized to constantly seek approval, almost like you can't make a decision for your life unless it's been approved by your friends and your family. But this is wrong. Now, getting opinions of others who you trust, or people who want what's best for you, or from people who see your vision, can be a great thing, and I actually really encourage that. But oftentimes people are advising from their own limited perspective, or even worse, from a place of competition. So by moving in silence, you actually supersede that entirely. And as this is usually one of the biggest barriers to a lot of people's progress, it never even becomes an issue. And of course, once you start moving in silence, you're less distracted by noise. So then you're better able to get your head down and actually start taking steps towards what you want to achieve. Before we get into the tips, comment below if you've ever told somebody about your plans and goals and they've hit you with criticism, negativity, competition, jealousy. If you have, then for sure this video will benefit you in some way. So let's now talk about the hows. Start by analyzing your crowd, and even within this, choose a very small number of people that you allow yourself to completely overshare with. This might even take some trial and error. For me, this is my husband, my mom, and my best friend. I'll completely tell them everything that I'm doing, even if it's a thought at its inception. Choose people that are completely judgment-free, who will support you even if you get things wrong. Actually, especially when you get things wrong. And make sure these people are truly happy for you when you do well. Like I said, this will take some trial and error, but you will learn some important lessons along the way as well. The next thing you can do is save the talking for when it's done. So say, for example, you make a huge announcement that you want to become a millionaire. Then the ones that are competing with you will look down on you and mock you when you reach 100,000 because it's so far away from a million. But if you're careful about who you share the goal with, then when you reach the 100,000 mark, the positive ones will see your journey from 0 to 100 rather than how far away you are from a million. Some people thrive off of announcing their goals because they feel like that gives them a sense of accountability. But for others, the noise of people's negativity can really be deafening. So for those people, I say keep your cards close to your chest. And if you want to, then announce your wins after the fact. My next tip is to put your time and energy into doing that work. Make that work originally and uniquely yours, and make it quality work. Just for a moment, look at the screen time report on your phone. Think about how many mornings you've spent anxious or sleepless nights you've had stressed out about the noise of negative people. They confuse you, they make you doubt the decisions you make, they derail your progress or even how you feel about the progress that you're making. By moving in silence, that negativity doesn't even come your way, so you don't have to waste any of your time and energy filtering out the noise. It's so freeing. Tip number 4, don't make yourself so accessible to everyone. This one is coming from my own personal mistakes. When the whole world has your phone number, or you rush to solve the world's problems, or you have an attitude of, yeah, I'll help you, it's no problem, when the truth is, for you to help people, you need to rearrange your work, readjust your commitments you've made to your family, and disrupt your child's routine, then you've made yourself way too accessible to people. Develop a filter for what comes your way. Have a limit on someone who has your number. Limit your social media usage. Don't portray the attitude of everything is fine and easy when it isn't. Often when people need something from you, they will put their needs first. They ignore that you also have needs and that other people might be asking from your time as well. So unless it's an emergency, don't rush to respond to every conversation and every request that comes your way. This is essential for your mental well-being and for your progress on the way up. Tip number 5, know that this isn't something that you have to do forever, and it doesn't have to be about all areas of your life. You can move in silence when it comes to your marriage, but then be super open about your struggle as a parent. You can choose to be an open book when it comes to your office job, but then you can treat your side hustle like a sacred project. There's no limits when it comes to adopting this into your own values. You define and adjust this according to what works best for you. Tip number 6, have you noticed that there will be those people who will ask you some really direct, open, and deep and sometimes inappropriate questions about your life, but when it comes to themselves, they won't say a thing. The reality is that there will be people who respect your privacy, but there will be others that don't. And for those people, I'd say be ready for their questions with a response. I don't advise lying or deceiving at all. You can keep it generic, like I have a couple of projects that are keeping me busy at the moment. Or if you find them pushing harder, then you can say, I'll let you know when it's done, or I'm just preferring to work on it privately at the moment while I get my own head around it. And get comfortable with that. Learn to be comfortable with choosing to protect something that's important or private. Ask yourself where your need to be this open has come from and treat your privacy as something sacred. Tip number 7, start journaling. Similar to having a small number of people around you, you can always divulge everything into a journal. This acts as a safe space for you to record your thoughts or the struggles you're having in a judgment-free zone. And think about it, you can always come back to it at a later date and see how far you've come. So that was 4 whys and 7 hows for moving in silence. Let me know in the comment section which of these tips resonated with you the most. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content on mental health, productivity, and lifestyle. That's it from me for now, and I will see you in my next one.